Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Tech Diva Weekly. We're going to be talking tech in English. So sit back, relax, and let's just have a great time. We hope you've got something to hydrate with because it's been pretty warm out. I'm here with my friend and partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. We always like to get this day started by thanking you for your time. We want to give a shout out to everybody in the clubhouse. Woo woo! We know that you are listening in, and we hope we'll have some informative and exciting things to share with you today. So, without further ado, I present to some, introduce to others, Miss Francine Gregory, all the way from Sacramento, California. Hey, Fran, how you doing?
I'm doing well, and you are in Pennsylvania.
I am in Pennsylvania, in the rolling hills of Pennsylvania. I saw a bear this morning when I was out walking, and I said,
Okay.
"Oh, I might go in the other directions."
Okay.
Mhm.
Bear.
Little cub messing around in somebody's garbage. It's like, okay,
Okay, but
well, it's not.
okay. So if there's a cub, there's a parent
It's
somewhere.
probably some family.
I'm so happy
Oh,
that you made a good decision there.
yep. Redirect. Redirect. What does GPS say? Reroute. Reroute.
Reroute, yes. All right. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to do a single story with This Week in Tech History. And then Dr. Tachi is going to come on and
Oh, great. Mhm.
presentation, and then we will move along from there.
Good, because I have a great story, and it's probably going to be a oneer.
Uh,
There must be oneer day.
yes, because I could do a whole lot of things, but it involves space and all kind of stuff. I was like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Mhm.
Okay. July 15th, 1983, Nintendo releases their Famicom system, and that was short for Family Computer in Japan. The Famicom would be slightly modified with a copyright protection system, a redesigned chassis, and a front-loading cartridge mechanism, and released in North America just over 2 years later as the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES. The Famicom/NES system would become one of the most influential game systems ever produced, making Nintendo the premier company in the video game industry during the late 80s, early 90s, and picking up the mantle where Atari left off. And there was another story down here that had to do with, I believe it was Nintendo. Let's see. Yeah, the game that and this was in 81, the game that launched two of the most famous characters in video game history was released for sale, and that was back on July 9th in 1981. Donkey Kong was created by Nintendo.
I remember that.
Yes, a Japanese playing card and toy company. That's Nintendo started out as a playing card and a toy company,
Hmm.
and they turned a fledgling video game, and then they turned it to a game developer.
Huh.
And they were trying to create a hit for the North American market, and they couldn't get they could not acquire the license to create a video game based on the Popeye character. Uh, yeah, I guess that would have been a little tough. I'm trying to see who owns Popeye's
I
character.
don't know.
I don't know if it's Disney or somebody owns it, and I'm sure they wasn't given a license and rights. So Nintendo decided to create a game mirroring the characteristics of the rivalry between Popeye and Bluto, and so they did Donkey Kong is the villain, a pet gorilla gone rogue, and the game's hero is originally called Jumpman, but then they renamed it to Mario. And so now we have Mario Brothers, right?
Yep. The whole different brand, and they got their own characters. Yep.
Right. And Mario once the game becomes popular, and Nintendo decides to use the character in future games. So due to the similarity between Donkey Kong and King Kong, Universal Studios sued Nintendo, claiming Donkey Kong violated their trademark.
Come on.
Kong, however, is a common Japanese slang for gorilla. The lawsuit was ruled in the favor of Nintendo. The success of Donkey Kong helped Nintendo become one of the dominant companies in the video game market.
There you go.
And you know what I saw in this is that, Pivot, because they were a card company, right?
Yes. Does that mean like baseball cards and
No, like a playing cards,
just decks of cards? Okay.
Yeah. And they were a toy company, but they could see the change with video, and because
Atari, they were like, okay,
wait a minute, maybe we can do something.
We can do better than Pong. Yeah.
So Donkey Kong, and actually on July 9th, Donkey Kong and Mario's birthday was July 9th, 1981. And then in 1983, they come out with Famicom and the NES system, which now is very, very popular. Nintendo has a lot of stuff. They have the Nintendo Wii.
The Switch.
The Switch, yes.
My grandkids have the Switch.
Right, so they've been keeping up.
Yeah, I just bought that Switch this Christmas, and of course, it comes in different colors every year. So
Okay. So, that is your day in tech history.
Wow. Well, sounds exciting, and it's nice to know that we're keeping up. Is Dr. Tachi coming into the studio now, or we're going to hear from her over on?
Dr. Tachi, are you ready now, or did you want to wait until after Terry does her one story?
After Terry does her one story.
Okay, you're up, Terry.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
I'm going to turn the volume up because my volume was down on my device. Okay.
All right. Well, I want to talk about this prototype that's being developed for air hotels. I don't know if you are aware of that, but let me share. Let me see if I can share my screen here and bring up this video of a sky motel. Well, really a sky hotel. And I'm going to go there.
You literally meant in the air, in the air.
I mean in the air. It's going to float in the air. I'm going to play the video.
Okay, so let me
go full screen. Let's see here.
And then remember to mute so we don't loop over. Okay, and let's see.
So let's see here. I'm going to start the video and let me close my...
And this is a
Introducing Sky Cruise, a nuclear-powered hotel suspended above the clouds. This futuristic sky hotel gives you the ultimate travel experience. It's big enough to accommodate over 5,000 guests. Its sleek design combines the features of a commercial plane while offering the epitome of luxury. Sky Cruise features a big hall that offers a 360-degree view of your surroundings. Here, you get to enjoy the most breathtaking views of nature from above. An elevator connects the panoramic hall to the main entertainment deck. It allows you to easily shuttle between the two locations. The main entertainment deck is perfect for recreational activities. It features shopping malls, sports centers, swimming pools, restaurants, bars, playgrounds for children, theaters, and cinemas. There's also a separate section for organizing events and business meetings. And if you want to declare your love above the clouds, Sky Cruise's wedding halls give you and your partner, along with your guests, a unique, memorable experience. The floors of the main entertainment deck are connected via 2 external elevators that come with a great view. Each side of the Sky Cruise features 3 balconies or viewing domes that are perfect for a relaxing time. Here, guests can enjoy a wide range of activities, including stargazing and watching Aurora Borealis up close. You don't have to worry about Sky Cruise's carbon footprint. Its 20 electric engines are powered solely by clean nuclear energy. A small nuclear reactor uses highly controlled fusion reaction to provide the Sky Hotel with unlimited energy. Thanks to nuclear energy, the hotel never runs out of fuel and can remain suspended in the air for several years without ever touching the ground. With Sky Cruise, you do not need to worry about air turbulence. Its navigation systems feature a state-of-the-art command deck that uses artificial intelligence to predict air turbulence minutes before they happen. If any potential air turbulence is detected, the system automatically prevents any vibrations from happening. It creates anti-vibrations that work like noise-canceling technology, allowing the Sky Cruise to glide over the vibrations with ease. Everything is engineered to perfection for your own comfort and safety. Say goodbye to jet lags, motion sickness, or the fear of flying. Sky Cruise has got you covered in case of any medical emergencies. The hotel features a facility equipped with the latest medical technology, aimed to keep you safe, healthy, and fit so you can enjoy your journey without any disruptions. Despite having several large landing wheels, Sky Cruise rarely lands on the surface. Supplies and guests are delivered to the hotel using electric commercial airliners and private jets, which take off from different airports around the world. All maintenance and repairs are also done above the clouds. The concept was originally designed by Tony Holmeston and reimagined and animated by Hashim Al-Ghaili.
Okay. I'm intrigued and I want to know how much.
Don't get excited. It's only a prototype. You're not going to see it right away.
I'm thinking if they can do all of that.
It's in development, and it's going to be like 3D printed in a lot of cases, some of the elements, and it's also made out of the same materials. Terry, you are muted. It's also made out of some of the same materials that regular airplanes are made out of. But when they start talking about nuclear fusion and the fact that this thing would be able to stay afloat for years,
wow.
And that's the same thing. I was like, can we do that now with the planes we got? Because I'm thinking
probably
we wouldn't have to deal with the turbulence if they made the adjustment. And it kind of reminds me, okay, here we go, of Star Trek.
Absolutely. When they started putting the guy through the MRI on board, I'm like,
okay, that's sick.
Wow.
That is sick. Go ahead, Dr. Tati.
Here's my thing. If you can stave off turbulence and all of that from this concept, why can't they do that with regular airplanes?
That was my deal. I was like, can we put this technology there right now?
You know, there's a lot of things that we could do right now that we aren't doing. And as we look at these different prototypes, we see, hey, you know, this application is possible.
I'm like, okay, let's start with the planes we have now And yes, we will probably book a hotel visit on the other one in the sky, but fix my plane now. And then I got to deal with all the turbulence and crap to get on it when you could fix it. Anyway.
Yep.
I like the idea of it. I thought,
loved it. Did you see the rooms? They were so elegant.
right. And you can put the link in the chat or text me the link so I can put it over here so anybody who wants to see the video so that they can get a visual. Because I'm like, I'd stay there.
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. I have to go back and find it. But yeah.
Interesting.
I thought it was interesting. And there was another one, but I'm not going to show you that one because I think this is enough to talk about right now. Maybe next week I'll show you the other prototype from a different company. But I mean, evidently this is going to be
huge.
A thing.
Yeah.
A hotel in the sky. And I'm like,
hotel in the sky.
Okay. I learned something yesterday. You don't have to, the higher you go, the faster you go. So this hotel doesn't have to go fast. It can just be hanging out above the ground and we're just chilling. And
exactly. And it can come down low enough for you to see things like the Eiffel Tower and different buildings that you wanted to see up close.
Okay, they need to fix that and hurry it up because that right there. I mean, it makes sense. It's better than going to Mars.
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's pretty cool.
Okay, so then there's a Hilton in the sky now. And then there, the Waldorf Astoria in the sky. And
exactly.
I can see the hotel chains buying onto that.
And I don't see why not. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm going to put it over here in the private chat.
Oh, I got some comments. Hold on, let me look.
Okay. And I'll put it in.
Kevin put it over there. Thank you, Kevin. This is the link to the video on the Sky Cruise Hotel. Thank you so much, Kevin. Kevin Williams is in the. He put that in the chat. Yeah. I was like, that's pretty cool.
I was stunned. I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
I would do that. I don't know if I want to be suspended for years, but I'm good with a couple of days. And this one looked like a ship. The other one looks the design is totally different, as far as the configuration. But the idea of all those amenities and decks and gallerias for shopping.
Put a mall up there. Come on now.
Yeah.
And they put shopping and everything.
I wonder if that means the shopping is duty free because it's about it's not in any country.
Okay, because see, we're acting like we're on a starship now because that's exactly what a ship would do if you're out to port or something and you go by and what have you.
You got a duty free shop,
right?
Yes.
So I thought that was different. And I wanted to share it with you guys.
Well, thank you, because I think I'd like that than the space trips, really. I'm just not.
Yeah, I figured you were apt to stay in this stratosphere.
Yeah, we're oxygen bound.
So there's the link.
Okay.
It's basically over there on CNN, and you can put in flying hotels. Concept.
Right. Okay. So nuclear powered sky hotel. Now see, that's a better way to use nuclear power. We can be doing a lot more stuff.
Pleasant things.
With the tech we have.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not using it for, we're not, okay, so we don't have to have the Chernobyls and the other situation when you can take that still and use the nuclear. It sounds like something from Marvel.
Yes. Especially with the other plane landing on the on the plane. And the platform for that landing looks so small. I was like, how are they going to do that? I don't know. But anyway.
We got jokes over here. Kevin said it's definitely going to make an amazing disaster movie.
Okay. And elevators going up and down the outside of the plane. I was just like,
Wow.
that's deep. They don't even want us to open the door. Now we can go outside.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna be hanging out on the outside of the plane
You know what I mean?
on the elevator.
On an elevator.
No, I'm good. The bathrooms on the regular plane are like what 12 inches or something. It's very tight,
Very narrow.
very narrow. And now you want me to stand outside. Okay,
I'm just saying. And it reminded me, you know how they transport on Star Trek? I said, oh no, I'm not stepping into that elevator.
okay, don't be taking the particles and moving them around.
But the concept just it looked like and reminded me so much of a cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the way they had the decks, Terry, and the windows, they just looked like a cruise ship. I was like, okay. But the other one that I'll share with you next week, it doesn't look like a cruise ship. It's a whole different.
What was amazing to me, you said 5,000 people. I'm
5,000.
thinking maybe 500
Wow.
or whatever.
5,000. It's a floating city, just like any other cruise ship. That's what I said. 5,000 people. Oh my gosh.
It's a lot of people.
That's a lot of plane to get up off the ground.
That's a lot of everything.
Not to mention luggage, people, food, just the stuff.
My question would be: is it the same takeoff and landing, or are we just going to elevate up? Do you understand what I mean?
I think it elevates up the way they were looking, the way it looked, and it was out over the water.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay.
It's an experience.
Right. And they have to have a lot of protocols in place because, you know, like when you get on a regular plane, they tell you, okay, your chair becomes, or your cushion under becomes a flotation device.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of safety checks and protocols that we're now going to have. That's going to be a lot of protocols because if you're laying in the bed, there's a different protocol. Okay, if there's an emergency, you're going to roll out of bed, do something. But you understand there has to be some type of emergency protocols in place for that to avert Kevin's disaster movie.
Okay. Yes, but I thought that was interesting. And I loved the what do you call it, interior design and the theaters and just looks it looked like a cruise ship.
A whole and you're not on the surface of the ground. It's pretty good. Dr. Tachi is going to go next. TJ, we've got some things she needs to do. So Dr. Tachi, you are up.
Thank you.
Hey, Doc.
You know, AT&T said they're coming, but they give a window, so I just wanted to stave off just in case they came. I didn't want them to come in the middle. So, hello everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to give you some of the news we talked about on Mediascope, but also some news not talked about on Mediascope. So let's go. In case you did not know, a lot of us are really waiting on pins and needles. That's not the saying, but it's going to be the saying today. A lot of us are waiting on pins and needles for the Black Panther sequel. And obviously, the Chadwick Boseman, who played T'Challa, the title role, passed away sadly I think it's about 2 or 3 years ago now. And he will not be back. They're not going to recreate him in CGI or anything. But the actor who played his best friend, as you know, Daniel Kaluuya, he's also not returning for Black Panther 2. So he played what was the character he played?
The border tribe.
Yes.
Leader.
He played Wakabi, and he was also the husband of Okoye, the head of the Dora Milaje, the Women Warriors, who was played by Denai Guerrera. And so she's expected to return to Wakanda Forever, it's going to be called, but he will not return. He told, according to the Hollywood Reporter, he told Rotten Tomatoes that he had to back out because of scheduling conflicts with Jordan Peele's movie. You've seen the
oh yeah, nope. Yeah.
That's what I say. I will never look at those what are those squiggly car dealership things again the same because of that. So obviously Black Panther 2, this shoot, Wakanda Forever, was plagued with setbacks because, as I said, Chadwick Boseman passed away 2 years ago in August of 2020. So they had to reconceive the project. It was also further delayed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Several stars, including several stars that tested positive for COVID on set. And then last year, Letitia Wright, who played Chadwick Boseman's sister in Shuri, suffered an injury while she was filming a sequence in Boston. So then production shut down. So they've been plagued with a bunch of different things. And so this is just the latest thing. So apparently it's reported that the actor who played M'Baku, Winston Duke, is taking on an expanded role in this one. So it will be interesting. It is slated to be released this year in November. So look for that around, obviously, just before Thanksgiving for the holiday picture rush. But we won't have Daniel Kaluuya in this one.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Hopefully the Nope is paying real good because,
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to the movie, but for Daniel, I hope the Jordan Peele's movie. Do you understand what I mean? Because we got Marvel and Jordan Peele.
I do, but you also have integrity in the industry, and if you agreed to be in this movie, particularly because Jordan Peele is a filmmaker of color,
right?
And he was in, he really got to be, Daniel Kaluuya got to be named household name because of what was the name of the movie with the sunken place? Help me.
Get Out.
Get Out. So that's really was, even though he'd been acting for a while, that was our first introduction to him as an actor, and he's been, wildly popular since. And of course, it is always great to be part of the Marvel thing. But if you already the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but if you already have an agreement with Jordan Peele, you don't back out of that. Even if they were offering you $200 million,
right?
Integrity in this business is worth more.
Right. I was just thinking if he didn't have a contract already, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't see any reason why he would not. I hadn't heard any issues that he had on set during Black Panther to say that wouldn't be the case. I'm quite sure he would have gone back if he did not have this contract for that. Well, that just would have been foolish.
Okay.
So let's go on and let's talk a little bit about this. A little bit on the techie side, but it's also still media. So Google has been hit with a Shorts TV trademark infringement suit over TikTok, their rival TikTok. So I don't know if you know, but Google and TikTok have been in a fight for dominance in the short form video space for a while. As you know, Google owns YouTube, and they've got YouTube Shorts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they're taking this to the courts. They're taking it to the streets. Well, the courts, and not the basketball court either. So the UK's Intellectual Property Enterprise Court, to be precise, and a potential David in Shorts International Limited, as another not defended but prosecution side, they're trying to tackle the tech giant, basically. So what could shape up to be a long-term battle is the London-based Shorts TV parent company filed a trademark infringement suit against Google on the 23rd over the YouTube Shorts division. So Shorts TV is based in London, and they are going after YouTube Shorts division. Now, Shorts was developed on YouTube because of TikTok, as a rival to TikTok, just like Reels was developed on Instagram, just like, and if you think about it, the progenitor of all of this was Snapchat.
Yeah.
Though it's not exactly the same type of thing, that whole type of short form content really got its start on
Vine is
Snapchat.
Vine
I
is
was going to
Snapchat.
say, isn't Vine really the origin?
Yeah, I think it
And
was.
light and
Well, yes and no. Yes and no, because Snapchat and Vine actually kind of came up around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about short form content, 6 seconds, yes, obviously, as opposed to the original 10-second snaps that you could do. But
Okay.
Vine did not have the ability to string together a bunch of snaps or a bunch of snippets so that you could form these different stories, right? So they came up around the same time. So they were both actually progenitors if you think about it.
Okay.
But yeah, so even if it was like, I think Vine was just slightly before Snapchat, but Vine did, as I said, Snapchat was the one who allowed you to string together a whole bunch of snaps to become stories. Excuse me. So yeah, Google is being sued. It's not their first time ever because of shorts. Now I don't know how this is going to work, and of course, sorry, this is in the UK, so I don't know exactly what their laws are like there. But here, for trademark, you have to be careful because of the fact that if you can have the same name, if Shorts was like a short rib restaurant and then you had, for example, the YouTube Shorts or Shorts TV, that can happen because there's not the likelihood that the public would mistake the two. But if you have Shorts TV and you have like the YouTube Shorts division, there could be the possibility to confusion, and that's what trademark and copyright is meant to stave off, the possibility for the public to be confused. So we'll see what happens with this.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't get it.
because Shorts TV, I'm not confused by you. Maybe in the UK, maybe I would be confused, but why would I be when it doesn't say YouTube Shorts?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Probably you wouldn't be, but there are still a lot of cases here where even though you may not be confused as a consumer, some people, what is colloquial for YouTube? They generally don't say YouTube Shorts. People say Shorts, and you know you're talking about YouTube. So
Yeah.
there could be the possibility for confusion that way.
So
that you just have to be careful.
Right. And I understand that because I'm looking at, okay, it says Shorts International TV Network. It's a TV network. Shorts TV is a nationwide network dedicated to short films. Shorts TV has over 13,000 titles in its catalog and has been a presenter of the Oscar-nominated short film. Okay. But that's not me creating. Okay.
Right. It's not. So this is more to me what it's a case of. It's the same thing. Like, think about this. There is a store already called Blue Ivy in, where was it, Massachusetts or whatever the case was, and it's been around for a fair amount of time. Then Beyonce names her child Blue Ivy and wants to trademark the name. Of course, the store that was going to be that would be the loser on this end if something like that went through, people would then associate not with the brand Blue Ivy, but with Blue Ivy, Beyonce's child.
Right.
So if you have merch, for example, called Blue, that were called Blue Ivy, there could be confusion there. Even though Blue Ivy is a store that has products and we're trademarking the name of a celebrity, that could cause confusion. So I know it's not exactly the same name but Shorts is in there. And so there's more of the thing of being for the company being overshadowed. In this case, Shorts TV being overshadowed by YouTube Shorts. What's going to come up in the search first? Probably YouTube Shorts. And they would be overshadowed. So I think that's why they're fighting for it. The whole being overshadowed thing. In addition to confusion, you don't want to be overshadowed.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see how that goes.
We will see how that goes. So speaking of deals, we weren't, but let's talk about them. Microsoft has won the exclusive rights to serve ads on Netflix. They have edged out Comcast and Google. Everybody wanted that. So Microsoft is going to be Netflix's exclusive advertising, technology, and sales partner. This happened just Wednesday, for those of you who did not know. They have been shopping around because remember, we talked about that Netflix was going to now have a cheaper ad-supported model. All right, but they are looking around for, all right, well, who's going to serve up these ads? They don't have that themselves in-house, so they have to partner with someone. So they have now partnered with Microsoft. They won the contract. Now, part of the thing is, because they actually Microsoft acquired an ad division from AT&T, a division of AT&T that it's called Xandr. And Xandr is a programmatic advertising system that AT&T came up with, and Microsoft purchased it. And apparently it was that purchase that gave Microsoft the necessary technology to become a contender in this race to win the Netflix partnership. So they have the technology there, and that's probably why Netflix went with Microsoft for that.
So does this mean we're going to be seeing Microsoft ads only on Netflix?
No.
Oh,
they're going to be delivering the technology
for the ad. Oh, okay, so they're going to be the tech that's behind all the ads. Okay, I'm getting it now. It's like
exactly. So because they purchased Xandr, which has that technology, that kind of gave them a leg up. Now, of course, Google has been serving up ads for a while because they do YouTube, right?
Right.
So, and just ads in general. And then so has Comcast. But to me, of the three, it feels like this purchase of Xandr from Microsoft really hasn't. But it was a surprise to the industry that they did go with Microsoft because they're not known for their video ad capabilities like Google is known for, like Comcast is known for. They've been doing it for a while. But I think that technology, Xandr, is really giving them a leg up in this. So, and then I further also think that Microsoft probably underbid the other two. Just my thoughts.
And I'm thinking also Google is a competitor of Netflix. YouTube TV is a competitor.
Well, in a way, but YouTube TV is live TV, whereas Netflix is video on demand.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they do have a lot of stuff on demand on YouTube TV.
They do have stuff on demand for YouTube TV, but YouTube TV, their primary goal is live TV. So people pay the subscription fee because they also want to get some, local channels if they have the carriage agreements to do that, plus some of these other quote cable channels. So they want access to that, something that Netflix doesn't do. So in a sense, they are two different markets.
Okay.
In a way, except Netflix does, well, when they were in Russia, they did do some, it wasn't live TV, it was still on demand, but programming from local stations. So it was still on demand. So even though YouTube TV does have an on-demand feature, that is not their major thing. But in any case, it is what it is. Microsoft has it now, and Netflix, you can't back away. You don't want an Elon Musk thing. So even if you rethink it and it's better to have gone with somebody else. So speaking of Netflix, get ready to join your favorite Netflix stars for a global fan event. Tadam is going to return with 5 global events in a 24-hour period beginning Friday, September 23rd through Saturday, September 24th. So it's going to be a full day of exclusive news, never seen before clips, or never before seen clips, trailers, and first peeks, as well as conversations with some of Netflix's top stars and creators. And we're just waiting for those who want to tune in. It's a free celebration of Netflix fandom, and it will have insider info on more than 100 global fan favorites in TV, movies, and specials. So last year, over 25 million Netflix subscribers from 184 countries watched the event. And this year's event is going to span across 4 continents with 5 events. You're at 10 p.m. You'll be able to be in Korea and see Korea. We also will have India. There will also be movies out of US and Europe, and then Latin America. And then lastly, stars from Japan will close out the global celebration. And it will be across Netflix YouTube channels in different languages. So if you're a fan of Netflix and Netflix programming, Tadam is back. So,
Okay, Tadam.
Speaking of Netflix has had a little bit of a slump, as we know. And to add insult to injury, that also includes Emmy nominations. Just 2 years ago, they were dominating the awards with nominations with 160 nominations. To Tuesday, which is when the Emmy nominations were done on Tuesday morning, they only received 105. Now, if you ask me, 105 is still good from one entity versus others. That's still a lot. But down from 2 years ago, 160, that's a little bit of a slump. So now just 105. And last year, they actually had 129 Emmy nominations. And this is for the 74th Primetime Emmy Awards. So last year, they received, this year they received Best Drama Series nominations for Stranger Things, Ozark, and Squid Game. Also, Ozark's Laura Linney, Justin Bateman, and Julia Garner got recognition in the dramatic actor categories. Squid Game actors Lee Jong-jae and Park Hae-soo and Jung Ho-yeon also got performer nods. And there are a bunch of others. I don't know if you all did see Inventing Anna, I think, right? On Netflix?
No, Netflix has not held a lot of my interest lately, but I know that it was available, but I didn't watch it.
Really good limited series if you have not had a chance to watch it, because I read the story about Anna Delvey in, was it the New Yorker?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember, but there was a big expose about this fake heiress who conned millions out of New York City socialites, etc. Yes. And so they redid this. And so, what's her name? Garner is her last name. I can't remember her first name, but she got picked up Emmy nomination for her portrayal of Anna Delvey, as well as Killing Eve took lead drama and actress nod. So there are a lot of things that are happening for Netflix in terms of Emmy nods, but not as much as 2 years ago. And I think that's really also because they have less, like you said, you don't have a lot of interest in what they're showing. They have less programming than they did 2 years ago. They've had all these goals. They can't produce as much. Also, COVID put a halt to a lot of what they had. So, of course, they're going to have less content. It follows to me that they would also have less Emmy nominations. So, That's it. Yes, that's it for Netflix. But guess who did kind of get into the Emmy nomination game? The Roku channel. They got their first 3 Emmy nominations on Tuesday morning for Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas, another for Bill Moore's Immoral Compass, and 2 of them were for Immoral Compass and 1 for Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas. So good for you, Roku channel. You're getting in on the award season game. So we'll see if you win, but it's nice to be nominated, because you will always be an Emmy-nominated show. Good for you. Now that we're talking about YouTube TV, we had a little bit of banter about that. YouTube TV has surpassed 5 million users. That's a big deal in the game where there is a lot of content to be had. So it surpassed the 5 million user mark, which pushed ahead of others like Hulu Plus TV Live and Sling. So they announced a milestone just on Tuesday, but it also includes subscribers who are doing a trial as of June. So paid subscribers and trials, but they didn't disclose how many of the 5 million are non-paying trial customers. So to me, I'm like, well, that doesn't count, because they could cancel
Correct.
Right. But YouTube TV's base plan costs about $65 per month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that they've reached 5 million is a big deal. But again, we don't know how many of those are non-paying subscribers who are just trialing the thing. They could all decide at the end of the trial to cancel, which is churn, which YouTube TV does not want. So this is interesting because this 5 million comes as YouTube TV is celebrating 5 years of service. I didn't realize it had been that long already.
Yeah. This is interesting. Or is there more? Because I was going to make a comment
Go
on.
ahead and make a comment.
So we had Sling, and we also, my husband and I, we used the NBA League Pass to watch NBA games and what have you, where you get to see all the games and everything. And we were told that, oh, you'll no longer be able to watch this on Sling. You'll now have to watch it over on, I think it was the NBC Sports is where our teams and stuff are. You'll have to watch this over on the NBC Sports station, which NBC Sports moved their stuff from Sling to YouTube TV. I was like, excuse me?
Wow.
And so I had to move, in order to keep the teams that we watch or what have you, we had to move from Sling to be able, because they moved the station. I was like, seriously.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a wow moment. So okay. $65. I was like, I was doing good with my orange and blue pack with Sling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The thing is, none of these options are going to satisfy everyone. There are always going to be some things that certain packages from these streamers have, or live TV streamers have, that others don't.
Right.
So I guess it's just what is important to you.
Right.
What's important to me is price. So if it doesn't come within a certain price, I don't need to have it. But that's just me. But then there are some people that are like, oh, I have to have certain sports. I have to have this. So to them, the price is not as important as having that content that they want. I don't miss what I don't have. So Kevin knows that.
And so yeah, it's just interesting. They had a deal, the different networks that are on a particular station can move and go where they want to. And it was just interesting. It's all and I could have gone back to Comcast, but that was not going to happen.
Right.
I was not going back to the chain and hooking back up to
cable. So
no, not doing it, because the cable companies don't let you do everything on demand. You had to be by appointment.
You have to sit there. You had to be in your seat, but in seat
at a particular time. And I was like, no, don't think I want to do cable. No, I've been free.
I think the cable companies have become wise to that now. I'm because the thing is, cord cutting is still a thing, even though it's getting to the point where many of these packages, because we're trying to get what we want, is equaling up to what cable was. There's still cable still has the old school linear TV mentality, and that is troubling for a lot of people. So cord cutting is still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody just needs to figure out because there are too many things you need to buy now. So they're going to need to figure this out.
Yes.
Last story I have for you, and it's interesting. We haven't heard the name Constance Wu in a while, and I meant to put this earlier when I was talking about the acting thing, the acting slate of articles. But Constance Wu became a household name with Fresh Off the Boat.
Oh, okay. That's what. Yeah, I was trying to figure out who is this person. Okay, I remember Fresh Off the Boat. Go ahead.
Fresh Off the Boat and Crazy Rich Asians, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
She started Crazy Rich Asians. So she was at the center of two projects that actually helped to open more doors for Asian American content in Hollywood. Again, Fresh Off the Boat and Crazy Rich Asians. And she was very present online. especially when it came to weighing in on issues about racial and gender equity and representation. But if you remember, she had a social media outburst, basically, where she was, Kevin probably remembers very well, but she was talking about how, kind of how she wanted lamenting about Fresh Off the Boat getting renewed for another season, because then that meant she couldn't participate in some other projects. That I would have never put on social media because it made her seem ungrateful. And of course, there was a social media outlash. And this happened in 2019. And she went largely silent. She disappeared from screen and from social media altogether. But now she put a lengthy post just yesterday on her Twitter account that cyberbullying from what she said online drove her to attempt suicide, and that she's actually spent the past 3 years working on her mental health as well as a memoir. She said this: "It was a scary moment that made me reassess a lot in my life. My tweets became a subject so touchy that most of my Asian American colleagues decided that it was time to avoid her or ice her out. And it hurt a lot, but she said it made her realize how important it was to reach out and care for people who are going through a hard time. That's why I wrote my book and why I'm here today, to reach out and help people talk about the uncomfortable stuff in order to understand it, reckon with it, and open pathways to healing." She admitted that it was careless. The tweets about the renewal of her show were careless. But I think that the reactions to it were equally as careless, if not worse. I think that Wu is a person. She's a human. As terrible as it seemed for what she said, and it was, you make probably 20 times more than the average person, never mind the average Asian American person made, because of your career. And then to complain about it on social media seems short-sighted and ungrateful. But at the same time, you are a human. And for people to go after you to the point where you want to harm yourself is despicable. So I am glad that she came out and talked about it. And hopefully she'll be using her platform for greater good instead of complaining this time. So
I'm glad
that's what I have for you.
Thank you. I'm glad she's still here.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because if you can imagine the alternative, then people would have been saying, "Oh, it's so terrible." Well, no, give people grace, not just flowers, but also grace while they're here.
I mean, we should be giving grace to everybody. Everybody makes faux pas, mistakes,
Yes.
say something stupid or whatever. So we've all done it. We just didn't do it online.
Yeah.
And it needs to, forgiveness is a real thing. Love and forgiveness is a real good tool that all of us should be utilizing.
I agree.
Thank you, Dr. Tachi.
Absolutely.
Wow. Thanks, Doc.
All right, TJ. We're having fun in social media land.
Oh, I have myself on mute. Hey,
How you doing?
Tati?
I've got my snacks, guys.
You got your snacks.
Yeah. Social media scope. I had to have snacks. I thought we was gonna be talking about the movie, so I got my snacks. Okay. Thank you, Doc.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
Let's see what's up in social media.
Yeah. Okay. So this week in social media news, let's start with Snapchat.
Okay.
Now, let's see what Snapchat is talking about. Snapchat is testing features to allow users to showcase NFTs. Now, remember, this is a big deal that all of the other social media platforms are doing, Instagram, Facebook, and they want to give exposure to artists who create NFTs. So they are doing the same thing, letting artists show off their digital collectibles as AR filters on Snapchat. So they're going to experiment with a limited set of creators in August. So this test, they're going to be able to create and mint NFTs on another platform and then import them into Snapchat as lenses. Okay, so that's what's going on with them. So Snap doesn't plan to take any money from creators to show off their digital collectibles, just like all of the other platforms. But don't rest on that. They
How
if
long will
there's
that
an
last?
opportunity, yeah, if there's an opportunity to get money, they might, next year, the year before, or if NFTs are around, who knows? We're in this space where things are hot now, and then in 6 months it's gonna be gone, and
Mhm.
Mhm.
so we got to be ready for that. But I think NFTs are here to stay. So we'll see. But everything's volatile. Everything's volatile. All right, Snapchat. Let me see what else I got here. Oh no, that's old. All right, let's go up to Twitter. Yeah, I don't have any Google News. Yeah, Twitter. So Twitter is testing custom timelines. Now, what is this? Twitter? You got other things to work on. So they're coming up with a new way to customize your tweet experience by using different algorithms to highlight content you might like. So what this is that all it is that tweets around a topic or a hashtag is going to be curated, and you'll be able to tap on it and see all the information instead of you just searching yourself, and then they're gonna filter out stuff that doesn't have to do with the topic.
Isn't that like your lists?
Yeah, it
Oh.
is. It's a curated list by Twitter. So that's what I'm saying. You could do it yourself, but the thing is, when you do a list or you do a search, you're gonna get everything, and then you gotta pick the bad strawberries out. So they're going to do that for you. So they're doing this with they're going to see third party providers able to create their own tweet feeds, which they can then curate manually or automatically to help maximize engagement around certain topics. So here's the quote from Twitter.
Okay.
Custom timelines are curated feeds. Duh. These feeds may be created by third parties who select and provide content around interests and events, or by Twitter based on general insights. So the first one they have is around the bachelorette. Get that word out, bachelorette.
Bachelorette.
Yeah, bachelorette. Whatever. I don't watch it. I know there's like a million of these
So,
shows.
so it's around a reality TV show.
Yes. So they're making a custom timeline for the TV show, which will enable selected fans to follow along with topic-specific tweets via an alternative news feed in the app.
Hold on. You say I heard the word selective fans. What's that mean?
Selected fans.
All fans don't get access?
Well, okay, there's more.
Okay.
The Bachelorette Timeline, created in partnership with ABC. See, that's what I'm saying. It's created with ABC or a third party to garner interest around, in this case, a TV show, because people watch a TV show and they get on Twitter and they tweet about it at the same time.
Oh.
So the Bachelorette Timeline, created in partnership with ABC, will be available to a small group of people. Remember, this is a test. A small group of people in the US and Canada for 10 weeks, the duration of the show's season. Some users who already follow topics and handles related to the show will be prompted to add the new timeline, which will provide an easier way to stay on top of related conversations in the app. So it makes it easier to stay up with the topic of interest, as opposed to you searching the hashtag and you getting everything. So they're saying, okay, we're going to curate this feed around the show, and when you go to it, there'll probably be a tab on the desktop or a tab in the app, and you tap it and you'll see all the tweets around that show. For this is the test
That they think are relevant. Okay.
right, because when you can do a search yourself, like
Yeah.
any show that you watch, there's a hashtag for it. I'm trying to think. Abbott Elementary, I think, is one they have a hashtag, and you tap on it, and while the show is on and you're watching it, or during the commercial, whenever you decide, you tap on the hashtag, and then you get to see everybody's tweet. Which some people are not tweeting about the show; they're trying to just newsjack and get in front of you. So you're like, I don't want to see that. So this is third party curation. In this case, ABC is saying, okay, we got somebody to pick through and put together the tweets around the show that are relevant and that you may want to see.
Okay.
So that's what it is, custom timelines.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. What else from Twitter? Twitter also is letting you remove unwanted mentions. Now this one I like. It's called unmentioning. Unmentioning. It will allow people to untag themselves from conversations.
Oh, can we
So
do
you
that
can
on?
leave, yeah, you can leave a conversation. Now, I'll give you an example. I think I brought this up before that I tweeted something earlier this year or something, and then it got picked, in the conversation, and people started replying to, and I was like, well, why am I in it? That mean, why am I in it? So I tried to get myself out of it, but every time somebody replied to it or liked it or whatever, it would show up in my notifications. So I'm like, I don't want to take me out. I don't want to be notified anymore. Stop atting me is really what this is called. So you can leave a conversation that goes bad, so to speak, or if it's good, or if you don't, I'm tired of this topic. I stop mentioning me. It's like you're connected to that conversation. And remember, Twitter conversations can go on because people
So
search for tweets.
does it feel like a thread where
No, it's not a thread. This is when someone tags you. Because see, when you make a tweet, somebody can respond to you.
Yeah.
So you get added, and then if somebody quotes you, then you get added. If somebody does this, because you're the main architect of the tweet.
Gotcha.
So if it say like a month or two later, somebody finds your tweet and you're like, I don't. So you can disconnect yourself.
Okay.
So it's designed to let you take control of your mentions and leave a conversation in which you no longer want to be included. So it's not muting, it's keeping them from tagging you. It's like you're disconnecting.
It's like hanging up the phone.
Yes. Y'all can talk. I'm out.
Talk amongst yourselves.
And the only reason why I know about because one or two tweets I did, and I'm like, well, why are you mentioning me? Because I responded to somebody's tweet, and then Twitter takes the original person and me if that person responds to my tweet. I know it sounds complicated, but it's like if you've ever been in it, you know what
like
this is about.
Web. Okay, I
and
get it.
It's like it's sticky. You're connected to it. If somebody else discovers the response to the response, and then they respond because you're a part of the original part of it, you get mentioned. Your username gets mentioned, and then you go into it and you're like, what is this? And then if it's something negative, you definitely don't want to be connected to it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that you get a note like on Facebook anytime if you made a comment and then somebody else makes a comment, you're getting notified for everybody who commented on the same subject.
And on Twitter, if a second person makes a response, then the original person who created the tweet plus the response and you're all tied in it together, and you'd have to unfollow or block, and that's just too much.
Right.
So this way you can like disconnect yourself. Like, okay, there's several ways of keeping people from responding. You can put a tweet out and say no one can respond. So that kind of that's what I've been doing. I'm like, you can't respond to me because you get these crazy responses from crazy people. So that's what's going on.
I would think so.
Oh yeah. So, Twitter has all these things to remove yourself, to block, to keep people from it's different roads. So that's what they're doing. So they're going to test that. Let's see. They're saying it's rolled out to help curb abuse on the platform. So you don't, you want to get away from that unwanted attention. Okay, so let's move on to I'll leave that one. I'll leave that for last. Instagram. Instagram announced a subscription feature to increase creators' revenue. So they they have the subscription feature started earlier this year, but they've added more features to the subscriptions. So creators will have a destination for subscriber-only content on their profiles, post exclusive reels for subscribers, and share feed posts that only subscribers can access. So you sign up. So you have to sign up for the subscribers program. I think there's some kind of qualification or something. I don't remember what it was. So you can charge your followers a monthly fee to see exclusive content through the Instagram app. So what they're doing is they're adding more things where you can put this exclusive content.
So,
okay, go ahead.
So like if TJ had a special class that she was doing or anything, she could on her Instagram account, if I wanted to learn more, I would
have to subscribe.
Pay you $5 a month,
right,
have access to content that I'm not going to get when you just do a post or when you just do a reel. I'm going to get specific reels.
Right. You're going to get subscriber only exclusive content. Think Patreon, think OnlyFans, think those are some of the things that people were throwing up. Like, oh, now you can do an OnlyFans on Instagram. Oh, now you can do a Patreon. Oh, now you can do this. I'm like, well, you guys want to do that, go ahead. So again, like Fran said, it's a fee. I forgot what the fee is. Oh, here it is. I got it in the notes. Subscriptions can range from 99 cents to $99.99.
Wow.
And the subscriber to your content gets a purple badge on their profile to indicate their support of your Instagram page. Also, you can go live exclusively with the subscribers.
So it's like having, okay, BizChicks wanted to do a special group presentation. Like maybe Dr. Tachi will come on and teach us about NFTs or something, and you have to be a member, a paid subscription member to get that. Dr. Tachi, you hear that? We might need to set up some so that we can do a subscription.
Right.
Because
go ahead.
Because we have more activity on Instagram than we do on Facebook.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, because we get a lot more comments and a lot more engagement over there. I think even though we have a group over on Facebook, it's and I know you're listening, Facebook. The group situation on Facebook is really crickets. It's not. And if I'm going to stay on the platform, I like that idea of making classes or making content.
It could be stories, it could be reels, it could be lives, it could be DM chats, because you can do a group chat with up to 30 subscribers.
And just have a little conversation, and this is exclusive.
Right.
Okay.
So they list. So here's a list of the features. So subscriber chats. Subscriber chats is powered by Messenger, can be created directly from a creator's inbox or story and end automatically up to 24 hours. Subscriber chats can support up to 30 people, which I just said. Exclusive posts and reels, content that lives on creators' profiles that is only available to the subscribers. And exclusive, and you have an exclusive tab on your profile. That's where all the subscription based content will live.
Okay.
Now, one more thing, and then we can talk about it. Meta says it won't charge a commission on earnings creators make through the app until 2024. So right now it's free, but they're going to charge you for this tool next year. Okay, go ahead.
This purple tab is on the creator side, not on the.
No, if you subscribe, that's where you get the information.
Subscribe to multiple places. Do you have a bunch of purple things flying around?
You'll have probably one tab that says subscribe or subscription, or whatever it's called, and that's where all your content lives. It'll be like a feed.
Okay.
It's a feed, but it's not public. It's private.
It's a private feed.
Private feed.
Gotcha.
It's the same thing that they're doing on YouTube with the subscription service over on YouTube. You
join, and it says join the membership.
They are really, because a lot of people were flocking away from the platforms and going over to places like Circle, Luma,
Patreon's the biggest one,
and going somewhere else,
right?
And they're trying to keep us in a
Right. So
California
so for
hotel.
example, if all your people on Instagram and you had a Patreon before this, you don't want to send them the Patreon because they're not gonna go. If I'm on
No.
Instagram, it's real hard to get people to go over there. I mean, it's doable, but they're already on Instagram. So Instagram says, "Hey, keep them here. We're gonna charge you. It's free now. We're gonna charge you next year for that service, but they stay here."
And we're back to the same thing that you tell us. Make sure you have their contact information off world,
Oh yeah,
off the platform, but you can still use the platform to engage
right.
with the people and still have that that subscription service, but just always in the back of everything, you still have
Yeah,
the
I
database
would
somewhere
definitely get their email because remember, Instagram goes down. I think Twitter was down this week. Instagram goes down. Facebook go down. We talked about this over and over. When those platforms are down, can you talk to those people? Can you give them content? Can you make sales? Can you run ads? No. So yes, this is good if you're a creator. You know, you want to use this as you were using Patreon, and now your people on Instagram, you can keep them there, but get the email. Get the email because that way, when the platform is offline for a day, you can go to email and just zip off a message and say, "Hey, we're over here," or "Hey, this is down. Let's do this here," or whatever your backup plan.
Okay.
And a lot of Gen Z users on Instagram are always like, "I don't want to get your email. Why do they keep saying that? Da 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 da." I'm like, well, what do you do when your cell phone is down? When your smartphone is down, what do you do? If you got a landline, old school, pick it up and make a call.
Yeah, because Verizon was down. It was Verizon, AT&T, or somebody. All of them was down, and we're like,
Right.
And there was no phone service.
Right. I don't understand. It's like Gen Z is this driver of it online with the discussions about why is people telling people to get emails? That's so old school. That's not where it happened. And I'm like, well, when you guys scream when Instagram is down and you run to Twitter or you run to wherever they run to, and they're like, oh, Instagram's down. Well, if you had email, the show keeps rolling. Things keep going. You can direct them. Well, Instagram is down, and go to the email list and tell them, well, we're over here. We're on Snapchat, or we're, whatever, Mighty Networks or Circle or
whoever, somewhere.
Yeah.
At least we're gathering up. Should there be a fire,
your
we're going to be
Discord.
gathered over here.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna do that live chat on Discord because Discord does the live stream, and you can do the live chat, and you can do audio and all that. So you can direct them to your backup platform, which you're growing them over there anyway as a backup. But maybe there's not a lot of activity. Maybe the activity's on Instagram, and then Instagram is down. You say, well, let's go over to the wherever you had them set up for the second for the platform.
Okay.
I have this wild idea. We can put a pin in it, but we can do a little playground, not this Friday, but maybe on a different day. And we go live on Discord to help people understand how Discord works. Meeting over on a different platform to help people understand how the platform works.
Right.
And just play with the tech.
You gotta have a backup to Facebook, Instagram, all of these social media platforms that are free. You need one that you're paying for. Don't have your backup on another free one because, well, you could, but that can go down. So you want to have it on a paid platform where you're paying for the service. And they're like, oh, what happens when if we would use an example like gas in New Jersey. There's because you can't pump your own gas. You never can pump your own gas in New Jersey. You pull up and there's a person that comes. It's full service is what I'm trying to think about. So when you pay for full service, you get full service. So that's why you want to have a backup paid plan.
Right.
So these things happen. Don't say it doesn't happen. Your computer breaks, your phone breaks, your car breaks, your TV breaks. Everything mechanical will break. So what's your backup? When your tire blows out, you got a spare. That allows you to you're not going 50, you're not going 100 miles an hour, but you can get 25, maybe 25 miles an hour to get to where you need to. Okay, I need to get a full, the full tire.
Right. You can get repair.
Yeah, to get the repair. That's what you need. So you need a vehicle to get you from Instagram might go down today, and I got a webinar, or I got this, or I got a sale, or something's happening today and it's down, and we go over here, and you use email to direct them. Right. And they may not open. Okay, well, email open rates are down, but it's there. It's the it's the landline. It's the backup. So
Okay.
So got it.
Yep.
So Instagram is doing this because of they want to build engagement. They want you to stay on Instagram. They don't want you to go to TikTok or Facebook or any of the other. Well, they do want you to go to Facebook, but Snapchat or any of the other places where you might be able to do this. All right. Okay. Facebook has a new test to allow people to have up to 5 profiles. Now, this one we got to do a little talking about.
What?
So here's the deal. You
Yes.
still have to sign up on Facebook as a person, but you'll have 5 separate profiles tied to that one where you're the person. You're the real person.
So we're doing civil now.
My question is, why do you need
You got 5 personalities, Terry.
5 identities?
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. So this is what Meta says. To help people tell their experiences based on interests and relationships, we're testing a way for people to have more than one profile tied to a single Facebook account. Also, anyone who uses Facebook must continue to follow the rules. So you must sign up with that one account where you're the person, because that's where all the terms of services, everything happen. But you can create different profiles because you may want to talk about a different topic and not annoy the people that follow your main profile.
Okay, so
go ahead, Terry.
Just like when you're over on Instagram, you can have 5.
Yes.
So now you can have 5 accounts. So now you can do your thing over here with the same 5 interests.
Right. So this is an example. They're saying
personalities.
The example, Facebook says a user may want to create an additional profile focused on sustainable design where you can follow your favorite brands and connect with others who share their passions. So additional profiles can be used to organize content about the things that matter to you. Okay.
So you got 5 pages now that you have to be responsible for. I got to post something for real estate. Got to post something for rocks.
Well, you don't have to. Right. You don't have to.
But I'm saying because if you're not consistent with the one, it's going to be really difficult to be consistent with 5.
So they're saying
allowing you up to 5.
Right. So Meta is saying additional profiles don't need to include a person's real name, as users will be able to choose any profile name and username as long as it is unique and doesn't use any numbers or special characters. So they're saying also it's subject to policies. You can't misrepresent your identity or impersonate others. If you receive a violation on one of these additional profiles, it will impact your account as a whole. Because what it is that you have the main profile and everything else is like a sub profile. So it's connected to the one. So if you create a sub profile, I'm calling it sub profile, that to spam or to annoy or whatever, and you're thinking that, oh, they're not going to know it's me. Well, that sub account is tied to your main profile, which is you, the person. So that's how they can get you. So that's why you're not, making this for mischief or harassment or whatever, because it's connected. There's not 5 separate profiles. It's one profile, and then you have the other sub profiles. That makes sense.
Yes, it does. I have an observation.
Okay.
The demographic that is using Facebook right now are not going to try and do 5.
Right. They're not.
Okay.
So thank you, Fran, for making that point, because who is this geared to? Appealing to younger users. Because they're used to, like Terralina said, they're used to having different accounts on Instagram and switching between them. So Facebook is like, hey, we're gonna do that over here. Come on over, kids. And they're like, we're not even on Facebook.
Because I'm thinking, who's going to use this on Facebook? Nobody. I mean, there are going to be some people who might use it for their business or what have you, but
Right.
for the most part, this is not a thing.
Because see, this is the thing, like what you, Fran, yours could be centered. You can make another profile that's strictly centered on real estate, and you make your post there and everything, and then you can share it to your main profile, which it may not disturb your friends and family who don't want to hear about, what you're doing in real estate.
And so now here's my other question. If you have your main thing, then you have all these other pages, and we now just tie them to
I think the pages, you can't make a page from the profiles.
Okay,
the page has to be connected to a person. So
okay, right. And so here's another.
You can make as many pages as you want now off of your main profile.
So now, do you have to go search for friends to be on those new profiles?
Well, see, that's the thing. Maybe you're making, like I said, for real estate, you're making it for your friends. You're already connected to your friends, and you make real estate posts, and they're like, we don't want to hear that. We want to hear about your birthdays and your this and that. So you make that profile, and then you say everything about real estate is going to live over there. Because remember, Facebook is moving away from family and friends, and they're moving to anybody can see your stuff. Remember that we talked about the news feed, they're changing it too. So this is a tie-in for that.
And so the business page is just going to be totally.
Well, business pages are, if you want to run an ad, I don't know if you'll be able to run an ad from these.
Well, what I mean is, in order to talk about lifestyle matters on all of these profiles, it sounds like you got to start a new. Hey, everybody! If you want to know more about real estate,
follow me over here. Right,
and you got to start now. Okay, so you're separating the food on the plate: peas over here, carrots over here, potatoes over there, and you're separating out everything.
And probably when you go to make a post on your page, on your profile, it's going to give you the drop down option of which profile you want to put it on, your main one, or you want to put it on your real estate one, or your one where you're talking about gardening, or the one where you're talking about this and that. So it's like separating out topics. But remember, it's going to be tied in because Facebook is changing the algorithm to your feed is going to be anybody and everybody, not just friends and family that you're connected to. That's where this profile thing comes from. So if you want to separate it from your main profile of birthdays, anniversaries, this and that, and other family and friend style to, I'm talking about real estate, gardening, topical stuff, you're going to make the post on that profile. And it's going to be when you go to make a post in Facebook, there'll be a drop down. Where do you want this to go? The main profile, the real estate one, the gardening one, depending on how many people.
So I'm gonna go over there and play with it and see what it comes up with, and then some of y'all will get a notification. Let's see how this works.
Right. So don't think this is extra work. It's extra work to set it up. But it's like a collections classification kind of. My post about real estate is going on this profile, and when I go to Facebook, say I go to the app and I go, when you go to make a post, it's going to make a post like normal, but it'll have a drop down that says what profile
do you want
to categorize this in, and then you say, this is real estate. Let me put it over there.
Okay, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna go play in the sand this weekend and see what it looks like.
And then what happens is when this new algorithm feed kicks in, you're going to get, interest from people who are not your friends and family about the real estate post.
And so, so then this might be a good thing if it's going to give you some new, attention,
exposure. Now, remember, the business page that you have, that's a separate entity, because that's how you run your ads and all the other stuff. You still might want to post things on there if you're there. This is for your main feed, friends and family.
But this is also for like people.
Yes.
So this conversation is going to stay light, and it's not going to be salesy. It's
Right.
just, hey, did you know? Or hey, I found this, and oh, look at the ducks, or whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah, think
Lifestyle.
topical, think categories, think organizing your posts
Okay.
into topics. Like we said, real estate, gardening, media, all kind of things that your people that you went to high school with, they don't want to hear about that.
This makes me think of Pinterest. You got different boards
Mm-hmm.
for
Right.
different interests.
Yes.
And people who are interested in that.
Yes.
Look at that
Over there.
board.
Yeah. Okay.
And when you make say you make the real estate one, you can make a post. Hey everybody, you might be tired of my real estate post, or if you want to follow my real estate post exclusively, here's my profile, and you put the link there, and they go over there, and they I don't know if they're friend how they join you to it, but you'll be joined to it, and then I'll see all your real estate posts, and I'll know, hey, those are friends' real estate posts because they're all organized on that profile. Does that make sense?
Right. And now if they did that on Instagram, that would be good too. You know what I mean?
Well, remember, Instagram has that follower. What is it? Followers, and because Instagram has that new thing where you categorize. Oh, following and favorites.
Oh, okay.
Remember that when you tap at the top.
Yes, and then you get
the right.
You can categorize people in.
Yeah, if you have favorite people that you want to see their posts all the time, you can switch the feed and see only that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to go play around in the middle.
Does everybody get this? I think this is a good thing for business owners.
I think so too, just because you can still talk to people about stuff.
Yes. And just direct them, call to action. When you set up the new profile on your regular main profile in Facebook, when you go in, put a post. Hey, I got this, if you're interested in this, and I'm going to be talking exclusively about this, join that. I don't know how they're going to do it. Join the profile, connect, or however they do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there and play with that a little bit.
And it's not, you still need a page, because if you want to run ads, you need a business page.
Correct.
So this is not to get rid of business pages. It's an additional thing.
It is good to talk to people.
Right. Think of it as a curated list around topics.
Right. People, and it's actually real people.
Right.
And what do? We educate, we entertain, and inform. There was another one.
Educate, information, entertain.
Yeah, entertain. I got to put together a little.
I thought it was connect.
No, this is connection is one thing, but this is like when you do a post, you either going to be educating the people, informing them of something,
right,
or entertaining.
Something they need to know, providing value. Now, you have to remember, Facebook, when it started out, it was friends and family, that kind of thing. You didn't see posts from people that you weren't connected to. Now Facebook is moving away from that to where this is good for business owners. Where you have a page, you can set up a profile and then share the post back to your main feed and say, hey, if I'm talking about this over here,
right,
and then over there.
And it won't just be your friends and family that sees
it. It'll be public. That profile, those posts will be public for everybody on Facebook. And so remember, what is Facebook? 2.3 billion users now?
Mm-hmm.
Accounts?
Yes.
So that's it. Let me see. Is that the last one? TikTok. All right, let me do a couple on TikTok and then we'll be done. TikTok is launching new tools to help protect users from potentially offensive and harmful content. So they're setting up some new filters and options to provide more ways to limit unwanted exposure in the app. So they're setting up a new way for users to automatically filter out videos that include words or hashtags that they don't want to see in their feed. So you can block specific hashtags in the details tab when you action a clip. So they're saying, so if you don't want to see any more videos tagged with the hashtag ice cream, for example, you can indicate that in your settings while you also block content containing chosen key terms within the description. What it is that when somebody puts up a video on TikTok, they write a little description. It's not a lot of room for description and a couple of hashtags. So if you want to block a hashtag, it's based on how that person put the description, the descriptive words. So TikTok goes, oh, you don't want to see hashtag ice cream. Boom, you won't see those.
Okay.
So they're saying it's not perfect. The system doesn't detect the actual content, just what people have typed in the description. So that's what it's based. So you got to trust that somebody put up a video and they described it accurately. So they will do that. So it's to keep people from being obsessed with falling down rabbit holes of internet information, becoming obsessed with possibly harmful elements. So they're trying to restrict what you see. The second thing from TikTok, they have age restrict some videos from teens feed. They're calling it content levels. So it's going to be a rating system, and they're going to roll it out in the coming weeks. That it's going to be they're trying to do a rating system like used by the movie and video game industry, meant to filter out videos with more mature themes from the feed of its teen users. It will apply to videos that wouldn't otherwise break TikTok rules but may be inappropriate for younger users of the app. So they're looking between ages 13 and 17. So if that age group encounters a video that contains mature or complex themes, they'll instead see a notice that the video is age restricted. I think we mention this last week.
It wasn't that clear.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so they cleared it up. So they're trying to do like a rating movie. The movie industry has a rating system, so they're trying to do that. So it's the TikTok says the feature is still in an early version, and they plan to add additional capabilities in the future. So TikTok is trying to work on that. And that is your social media news update for this week.
I have a question about TikTok.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about it.
They have not talked. Okay, so last week they were dealing with the people spying and doing stuff. What has come about with that? Are we
no news this week? I think the government is still deciding what they want to do. The FCC chairman, remember, he did ask Google, he wants Google and Apple to remove the app. I don't think it's going to be removed tomorrow, but it's on a journey to something. So we'll see.
All right, so we'll just keep everybody posted.
Yeah, so that's one of the top things I'm keeping my eye on. So whenever there's some TikTok news around that, we're definitely gonna talk about it. But this week they've been quiet, so I guess because they had all the hearings, Senate hearings and things they had this week. So they're busy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, TJ. Appreciate it. If you'd like to become a part of our BizChicks community, we welcome you. You can join BizChicks by texting BIZ to 33777, or just come to bizchicks.net and become a part of the community. It costs you nothing to do so. However, you'll gain a lot of benefit while you're here. Like, we have a workshop coming up on the 21st, and it is going to be all about text retailing, where people can, if you have a product or service and you have a list, because you're going to learn how to grow your list, because TJ has been telling us about that. You have an email list. Now you can begin to grow your text list, and people can purchase from you. Say Terralina has one of her cover-ups. You can put it online, and people can purchase the cover-up right from the text. They click the text, and it doesn't take them to a website. It stays right there. They can process the payment, and all she does is fulfill the order. And so we're going to have a workshop coming up on the 21st. And if you are interested, make sure you are part of the bizchicks.net so that you can get notified of the class. And it's coming up. We'd like to offer some other classes. I want to talk to Dr. Tachi to see if we can put together a course on NFT and some other things, and just to keep everybody aware, because you want to learn from trusted sources. Because there's a lot of people out here talking NFT, crypto, and all kind of stuff. But
and the news is always changing around cryptocurrency and NFT. So what you heard a few weeks ago, it doesn't apply today. So.
Correct. But we need somebody who's knowledgeable in it that we trust that can tell us what's happening, aka Dr. Tachi and some of the people she knows. Terralina's been doing some things and poking around there too. So that is the thing. You know what I mean? We just want to give people. I like information from trusted sources.
Yeah.
Because I can go back and ask you questions and you can help me sidestep some issues. What am I supposed to look out for? Because this is a new realm right here.
Yeah. And just one thing I want to mention, because people may think, well, why do I want to learn about NFTs? Like, you know, I've been saying that the next layer of the internet is coming, and it's centered around cryptocurrency, blockchain, NFTs. And the thing about NFTs, if you can't wrap your mind around it because there's so much stuff, I'll just give you one simple analogy. Think a ticket. Like a ticket to a concert, a ticket to an event, a ticket to this. How do you get into an event? You buy a ticket. So what's going to happen is that instead of you buying a paper ticket or getting a whatever ticket, you're going to get an NFT or a QR code, and it's going to be on your phone, and that's how you gain entry to the event. Using it in your business, you know how the little cards, like if you 10 visits and the 11th is free.
Right.
Remember, you used to get a little card and they would punch it. That's going to go away, and you're going to use a QR code or an NFT for that because it's going to be on the phone.
And they can just show their little...
show the little thing, and they scan it, and you get the free coffee, the free whatever. So that's how you use it in your business.
And it's kind of like when I flew on Southwest, I got the ticket. I got a ticket, and there was a QR code for the boarding pass.
Yeah.
Yes.
We swiped the boarding pass. It allowed me to get on the plane.
Right.
And also, you could just put your phone under there.
Yeah.
Right. And because I didn't have the paper boarding pass, I saw a lot of people with the paper boarding pass. And the paper boarding passes have a code on it too.
Yeah.
But the one on my phone, like Terry said, I just had to put it under there. And when I was going to TSA, you know, the boarding pass went under the thing, and they were like, "Bloop, okay, you're good to go."
Yeah. There
was no tangible.
So think about the NFT is a step up from the QR code, because the NFT is going to be unique. I mean, the QR code can be unique, but the NFT is going to be a step up. Okay. Yes, but the NFT is going to be a different thing. It's going to be like the QR code is the basic level, and then the NFT is going to be like the advanced, where you get more things. So you get the artwork. So I'm just saying, like, you know, if you're thinking, why should I know, and how does NFT work for my business? That's one way.
Right. And we're going to put together a workshops just so the BizChicks know, when you guys go out there, you'll be able to help other people. To help other people. Yeah. You know, you got friends and family who don't know what the heck is happening, and right. I don't know about that. What's a wallet? No, okay, we need to have help. William Jackson is here in the clubhouse, and he says, "Great room and wonderful information." Thank you, William, for
you're welcome, William.
Hey, William.
Clubhouse, I dropped my phone.
Thank you.
And then we also have Terica and Cheryl in the clubhouse as well today, along with Dr. Tachi. So thank you for that. Join BizChicks, and we Biz Dudes can come in too. We're not gonna kick you out. Anyway, BizChicks.net. Everybody's welcome. And I think that's all I have for right now, Terry.
Well, I just want you to know that if you're interested in taking a flight, no.
Taking a flight.
Oh my gosh. I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you, TJ, for coming in from New York City. Thank you, Fran, for coming in from Sacramento. And we're going to thank Dr. Tachi for coming in from Florida, and all of you who are listening on the replay, and those of you listening live and watching live. We want to say thank you for your time. And remember, it's okay to make money in your business and go to the front of your own line. Have a great day. We'll see you.
Hi, everybody.
See you next week. Same time, same place.
Happy
Bye-bye.
weekend.
Happy
Great
weekend.
weekend, everyone.